Yeah, that's fine.
Self promo. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, or podcast links is fine. That's fine.
Oh, hello.
That's live. I forgot my tablet, so I will put it on my phone. Oh, I look a bit big there. Hello, I'm massive.
You're massive. Sit back down.
Back in your box. Hi, everyone on the live stream. How are you? Right, I need to go to YouTube. There we go. Turn my sound down. Plug my phone in because it's low on battery. Bing. My glass and my coffee cup from my last 2 podcasts still sitting here.
That's not this week's.
What?
That was last week's. There we go.
It's up. Just look for Lando Norris.
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Look at that. Lando Norris is on the podcast. He's our special guest this week.
Sorry, Lando Norris is on the podcast.
Yeah.
He is here. This is Lando Norris.
That's sweet.
This is Lando. This is generally Lando. That's his name.
I thought your dog was called Jenna.
I've got 2. Jenna.
Oh, of course, yeah.
You do realise this is my birthday podcast as well?
Yeah, of course it is. Well, I've got this. I can actually finally display this on a podcast because normally we end up not podcasting when Lando wins.
Here we go. Yeah, this is little puppy Lando.
When we actually get into the podcast, then yes, Ruby, we remembered to share the link this time. Well, we share that we're going live.
Well, I didn't share a link. I've done half a job.
Yeah, half a job, Carl. That's about right. We've done 0 prep for this, so
we can't even remember what happened. I literally just looked up.
Carl just watched a 5-minute preview.
5 minutes highlights.
5-minute highlight. I haven't even done that. I can't remember. Did I do grid talk? I think I did grid talk. So I should have a reasonable idea of what happened, but no idea. Right. Okay. I don't know why I've gone live. I'm nowhere near ready yet.
No.
I need to bring up my review template because
I suppose this is Ruby's birthday podcast as well.
Is it? It's a Georgian.
Oh no, and George's. Ruby has the same. We're birthday twins, me and Ruby.
Ah, yeah.
All the best people are born on 9th September.
But it was your birthday like 2 weeks ago.
Christmas. Yeah, well, we haven't done a podcast in so long.
Yeah, well, I texted you saying happy birthday. You never replied, miserable bastard.
Did I not?
No, you didn't.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'll just check our WhatsApp history. You'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to look at now. Like, what was I meant to reply to that?
Thanks. Having a great day. How are you? I don't know. Whatever.
What was I doing? I can't even remember. Oh, yeah. I didn't actually see that. Not only, it was a picture of William as well.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of William as well. I'll see. Happy birthday, Uncle Carl.
I love that he's reading a newspaper behind him.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves the was it the Daily Nursery or something that he's got? I can't.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I don't really give a fuck.
I can't really see nursery something. Nursery
Times maybe.
Nursery Time. I don't know. Yeah, I can see the word Surrey, and then an O type thing that looks a bit like a London Underground.
Something like that.
Anyway,
right. Should we start a podcast? Let's start a podcast and see what happens.
That's how we normally do it. So why change
it?
Have it for lifetime?
Yeah. I'm going to save to computer because it's a bit shit on the cloud at the moment.
No, is it?
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it comes out on how quickly it.
That's moved over there. There we go.
Right. Let's do this.
Max Verstappen has taken the checkered flag to win. That was absolutely brilliant. Sergio Perez is giving it everything. Oh, not Max. It was so not right. Goes Leclerc. Through goes Verstappen. Unbelievable stuff. And into each other goes Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez. Bottas took out and at the back, that's George Russell out of this race. Danny Ricciardo makes contact there with Kevin Magnussen, and there's a second contact.
Welcome. What a great podcast, because on this podcast today, we not only have Lando Norris with us, don't we? We have Lando.
Yes, Lando's over there. I'm not just. Ooh, I'm hearing myself. That was really weird. Come on, Lando. Lando. Come on,
We have Lando Norris behind us as a backdrop. We have a Lando Norris beer coaster in my hand.
And this is Lando Norris.
And then the little cute dog called Lando.
Yes, actually called Lando. And then if it looks like I'm stroking myself down on my crotch, it's because Jenna's got her head on my lap. So
just to clarify, Jenna is his other dog, not his wife.
Yes. So yes, just
to anyone who's not regular listeners. And I get to finally display my Lando Norris beer coaster for the person who won the last race, because every previous time Lando Norris has won a race, we haven't podcasted for like 2 weeks. Stop getting.
Well, we still haven't. We still haven't podcasted.
No, we still haven't, but there hasn't been another race. So
we made it.
I think last time I held up Lando and Lewis at the same time after Silverstone, after that double win.
There we go.
But yeah, so how have you been? You're a year older.
I'm a year older. I got a new laptop. You've got new internet, so we should be flying high. I don't know if I look any crystal clear. The problem with these modern laptops is I've only got one USB-A hole. No, I've got two USB-C.
You are an A-hole.
But I've only got Is it A? The sort of rectangular one.
So this one is USB-A.
Yeah, I've only got one of those.
USB-C. So what you need, Carl, you need one of these.
I know. Yeah. Because I need one of those. Because
those headphones, not on the YouTube, I'm just holding up an adapter that's got a USB-C.
My headphones is now into a jack point because I haven't got the second USB point to put that into. So I can't control the volume unless it's on the computer. I've only got one USB side, which is on the wrong side, and then one HDMI, which is on the wrong side for my screen. It's like a nightmare. But I can't
get a USB-C hub that's got like 3 USB-As and 3 USB-Cs on it. That's what you need.
The whole point of buying this laptop was to not have to do anything. So it's the Samsung Galaxy Book Pro. We're not endorsing it, but it can flip over. So it's all linked into my phone because I'm now a Samsung Android whore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've got an Alienware, and I'm not a Dell whore. I hate my laptop.
But I do love the fact we're still both PCs and not MacBooks. So yeah.
Yes, no, I still don't own any Apple products apart from my one iPad that I have to for my sound.
I do. I have one Apple product, which is the most random thing.
Oh,
my headphones.
I mean, to be fair, I do have. I've got some Galaxy headphones right here. So
yeah, I'd rather the Galaxy ones, but I've got these at the moment, and they've lasted me a long time.
I bought some JBL ones the other day because I lost my my other ones. For the third time, and then I found them again afterwards for the third time. I now have 4 sets of Bluetooth headphones.
Okay,
because I keep losing them and then buying more because I just need them because I use them all the time, and then finding them. This time I found them in my dressing gown, which had been hanging on my mirror.
And I love that people come to an F1 podcast and seem to have landed on a tech podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got that, and also what I did get for my birthday, I've gone back in the 80s. I got a Soda Stream.
Oh, so many good memories from the old Soda Stream.
And what was confusing, I never had one when I was a youngster. I don't remember having one, but Laura did. And do you know what? It makes the best fizzy drinks ever. But it was really funny because I opened it and I was like, "Where's the power cable?" And then I realized there is no power cable.
No,
it is literally
just
gas and push a button.
Yeah.
And that works. So yeah, that was my birthday present, and then I brought the laptop with work money. But yeah, it's sort of quite a
nice. And I'm not going to say who
I got something else.
I will very soon have someone else's a famous sportsman's secondhand internet. Basically, put it that way. So I'm getting an IT guru who works for this famous sportsman.
I so didn't realize when you told me who that person was. I didn't connect 2 and 2 together that it was a famous sports person.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I thought it was
international stardom.
Yeah, I thought it was a friend that you had.
No,
and I was like, oh, it's just one of your techie mates that you've probably told me about 20 times. I recognize the name.
You recognise the name because they play for England.
Yeah, but not knowing that sport, I was just like, all right.
So yeah, I'm getting their second-hand internet.
Hadn't clocked that. Didn't twig that.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
So I'm getting a very famous person's second-hand internet. So there we go, and that's going to massively improve.
Yeah, I would clean anything on it, you know. You know how all these sports
just don't put a
personalities
black
end up.
light in the office.
Yeah.
Whatever you do.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. Yeah,
dear.
I didn't get that. Also, what I did get was a McLaren Reese jumper. You know the brand Reese?
No.
You must know Reese. They're in Reading.
I'm like 42.
Yeah,
Why would I don't have
this
style.
is a 42-year-old clothing. They're like an older brand.
This is a Joe Brown's
Do you know where
t-shirt.
they are? Do you know where they are? They're opposite Lakeland or next door to Lakeland, under the bridge. You know how you come out of the Oracle and you're heading towards like the street?
This is such a good podcast.
You know how you're heading towards
So you come out of the Oracle and you turn left. You go past Smith's Toys.
No. Where's the Smith's Toys?
I don't know. I haven't been in Reading for years.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway,
no one cares.
Yeah. Anyway, Laura brought me a McLaren jumper, which was very expensive, and I don't know when I'm ever going to wear it but it's just literally got the little McLaren logo. It's blue and it has an orange little McLaren logo.
Nice.
And
I love how you're directing me, the man who lives in Ireland, to places in Reading, the place near where I live.
Yeah, but to be honest, I'm thinking about 5-6 years ago, where you come past Crew Clothing and you go out the under canopy bit.
So you go past Toys R Us and then you got Wolves on your right, and
no, I mean you're talking about 20 years ago when Toys R Us. I don't even know.
No, Toys R Us was around. Toys R Us is still around. There is still a Toys R Us in Reading, but they've moved.
Is there?
There's about.
Is that by Halford? Is that by the home base? That used to be Hobbycraft.
Yeah, sort of. It was by Hobbycraft, but it's not there
prison.
anymore now.
No,
the prison's not there. That's now an art centre or something, I think. But the Toys R Us there closed. It's now over by the stadium, by Reading Stadium.
Oh yeah,
sort of near there. Not right by the stadium.
Just near,
not in Reading Gate Retail Park. It's a bit further down from there. It's kind of on the way back into town from there.
Most random start.
You go down Imperial Way and then
Jesus Christ!
Right,
but you can tell we have the problem is 2 weeks ago from what is normally my favorite Formula One race. I love Singapore, mostly because it always happens over my birthday. Except next year it's happening in Azerbaijan. But the birthday race is in Azerbaijan. But I'm now a bit oh well, that was rather dull.
It was. I'm here for it though because Lando won. Just unfortunately, Piastri had a difficult weekend and Verstappen was up in second. We just need someone to take Verstappen out on lap 1 and then Lando win the race and the championship fight's back on. Don't care who wins. Well, obviously I do care who wins, but if we can just get a championship fight, that's all I care about right now. Get to the last race of the season and he's still got a small chance to win the championship. I'm happy with that. And then I don't care who wins. I just want there to be a championship fight.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't think it'll happen, but I would love it to. So what we got at the moment, standings-wise, let's do this in reverse order. So Max on 331, Lando on 279. So the gap is 52 points. That's 8.67 points per race weekend. And given that we've still got 3 sprint races as well. So it's possible. He does now...
So 8.6 per race weekend, not per
race weekend.
Qualifying race.
Yeah, but he needs to outscore Max by 8.67 points per weekend. So I think the way it works out, if Max follows Lando home in every single race and Lando takes the fastest lap in every single race and in every sprint, Max wins by 1 point something. It's that close. But Lando won't win the last 6 races of the season, which is why we need somebody, Piastri, to just do a Joey Logano.
Let's just do Sainz or someone to take him out.
Do a Joey Logano in
George
in
Russell.
Daytona.
George Russell.
Oh my God. That would be a birthday present for you.
That would be a great birthday.
George Russell, he qualifies on the Max Verstappen qualifies on pole for the Grand Prix in Texas. And Russell does exactly what he did to. I think it was Sainz, wasn't it? He did it too. He tries to take him in turn 1 and just spins him round, and then someone else clouts into him, Hakkinen Spa 98 style, loses his front wheel, and then
somehow Lando comes out. Because he has a shit start, which he always normally has.
Lando's in pole, drops to 3rd. Verstappen takes the lead. Russell goes past him, takes him out. Lando takes the lead because Lando always loses. But Lando had a good start this time. He did.
Shockingly.
Because you just watched the thing, didn't you?
The
highlights.
The highlights. So I
couldn't remember what happened.
Nope. Still don't really know what happened. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that the Albon retired. Completely forgot that.
Yeah, and we've also got somebody else to put in the standings now. Liam Lawson.
Oh yeah. This was so yeah.
So congratulations, Valtteri Bottas. You are now not last in the championship.
Shocking. And yet he's the one that's going to get a seat.
So let me say,
this
is what I'm here for, right? I'm here to see, like, let's see if Valtteri Bottas can hold on to 22nd in a 20-team championship, right? So what is Bottas's best finish this season? At the moment, so 16th in Singapore. Yeah, but he wasn't better there.
That's probably it, wasn't it?
No, he's had better than that. I think he's had a 12th or an 11th, maybe. 17th. Oh, I can't even see him there. Where is he? 19th. Yeah, I didn't look far enough down. It's not very good. No. It isn't very good. There must be a 12 in there or something. Surely, Bottas. We need to find out where Lawson needs to finish to jump ahead of him. 16th to 16th. He loves the 16th, doesn't he? Oh, 13th in Canada.
13th, no, and Monaco.
And Monaco.
In Monaco.
What else has he got?
That's it. That's the best. 13th in Monaco.
He must have been better than that.
Nope. 16, 16, 19, 15, 16, 15, 16, 16, 13, 13, 18, 16, DNF, 14, 14, 17.
Wow.
That's in reverse order.
And 19th in Bahrain.
Yeah.
That's terrible. So Lawson only has to finish 12th in one race. And he's ahead of Bottas in the championship.
Or 13th 3 times. He's still with.
Yeah.
Or maybe. Is it first past the post? I don't know.
No. He'll have to do it. If he gets 4 13ths and Bottas has 3, then he'll be ahead of him.
I mean, the fact that Colapinto is in 19th is just hilarious.
Yeah.
So we'll actually have 23 drivers in a 20 driver championship.
Yes.
Brilliant.
That's the most I remember for a while. Since
what is the most ever?
Oh, no, there were seasons when we had like 30 cars trying to qualify for a race.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry.
Back in the pre-qualifying
I wonder
era.
what is the most additional driver changes they've had in a season.
We've had more than that, definitely, because there's been times where people have been chopping and changing every couple of races depending on who had the biggest paychecks. In 2010, back when there was 24 cars on the grid, we probably had 30 odd drivers that season because you had like Chandok being dropped and then Liuzzi being put in for a few races.
Chandok being dropped?
Yeah, I think we have Rio Haryanto in for a couple of races, and so exactly. So yeah, that's there we go. What's it? So if Bottas finishes 23rd,
there is an irony that
driver championship. That's insane. Yes, Ruby, absolutely.
I just feel like if there is what's really annoying me is the fact that Colapinto hasn't got to drive, is currently in 19th, which makes literally no sense. And Ollie Behrman, who weirdly does have a drive for Haas,
is
now driving Haas, is now 16th.
Yeah, ahead of Magnussen, ahead of his teammate for next year, and he's only raced in 2 races.
I'm so confused. Oh yeah, because he's done the Ferrari.
Because one race was for Ferrari.
Yeah,
he got 6 points for Ferrari and 1 for Haas, and he's ahead of Magnussen in the championship. Oh, that's brilliant! Beat your teammate before he's your teammate.
Yeah,
in fact, he's Magnussen isn't his teammate next year. It's Ocon, who he's also ahead of.
Yeah, and ironically, Magnussen is ahead of Ocon as well. It's just madness.
Oh, fantastic! Okay, that's my one. I want Behrman to finish ahead of Zhou. So I don't think
how's Behrman going to do that though?
You never know. There might be another suspension or something. How many more points has K-Mag got yet? None yet. 6 races to go. So he's got 5 races, 4 races to pick up 12 points, so that Behrman can grab grab 2 races by the end of the season. I'm assuming if you get 2 bans, then you get in the season you get a 2 race ban. I would assume if you accrue 12 points twice in the same 12-month period, it should be 2 race bans, surely. Don't know that. I'm just
you're speculating
guessing.
There.
I'm just speculating. So that's the fights in the championship. We're not really
Danny Ricciardo. Danny Ricciardo was in 14th, has lost his drive compared to all these following people that haven't lost their drive.
But he was only 10 points off Tsunoda, and there wasn't a lot between them in performance. Tsunoda got his points when the car was better as well. So I still don't.
I mean, that was so badly done. I think everyone agrees.
Yeah, it's horrendously done. Absolutely horrendously. I don't deny that he didn't perform, but I think there's something contractual in there with Lawson that they have to field him in at least 5 races. So they wanted to put him in with 6 to go. So at least then, if something does happen, and Lawson has to sit out,
pulling Danny Rick out of the next race. If he did the next race in Kota, he would have gone out on a fucking high because that's his race. Let's be honest.
Well, Mexico is probably his best track in.
No,
in
but it's
times,
Kota is the one where he's synonymous with his.
Yeah. Oh, there's a huge marketing opportunity been missed.
Yeah,
so
and why would you not have done that? Why would you have not made that big hoo-ha of Danny Rick's last race?
Oh, it's just insane. But the thing is that I think Ricciardo has accepted that his career is now over. But Red Bull are still saying, he might still end up back in the car next year. If Lawson sucks and they sack Perez, they're like going to run out of drivers. But I'm here for it. I want Lawson to do okay, but not amazing, like worse than Danny Rick was doing, be some way off Tsunoda, then to sack Perez, and then be stuck with Lawson and Tsunoda, and then be like Danny, and he'd be like, no, piss off.
Right. So Danny Rick has been anywhere between 8th was his highest and 18th / DNFs were his lowest. 8th and 18th. But he's consistently been 12th, 13th.
He's been doing
13th seems to be
as well. He had a slow start, but he's been doing as well as Tsunoda for quite a while. Excuse me. I shouldn't be drinking Coke when doing a podcast. That's not a good idea.
Wrong? I don't know. I just don't understand what's wrong with him.
Yeah. But if we're looking at the top of the championship again, the Constructors' Championship is interesting. No longer from a who's leading it perspective, because McLaren have got 516 points and they're 40 points ahead of Red Bull. Yeah. It's more interesting now in that Ferrari are closer to Red Bull than Red Bull are to McLaren. So the gap now, 34 points. So Ferrari only need to outscore Red Bull by 5.67 points per race weekend to overturn them in the championship. I think it's too far back for Mercedes, but Ferrari could conceivably come second. In fact,
I hope they do come second, because it would be fucking hilarious.
It would be hilarious.
Red Bull.
It's a genuine opportunity here for Ferrari to take that second place. Yeah. And imagine Red Bull finishing 3rd. That would just be embarrassing.
Christian Horner's nail in his coffin? Sure.
No, they're not going to sack Horner. If they didn't sack him for allegedly doing something, we're not going to say.
Yeah, but is this, as I said, nail in the coffin as opposed to...
I don't think so. I'll be surprised. Death. I would be very surprised.
I mean? Like his whole team is it's like a sinking ship at the moment. All the rats are escaping.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of people leaving.
A lot. I think. Is there anyone left? Genuinely.
Yeah, there'll just be Perez there in the factory on his own going, I'm still here, guys.
Anyone see you? Anyone see the team? The team.
Just Perez and Hannah Schmidt sitting there.
Yeah.
And Helmut Marko sitting there taking his eye out, putting it on the side.
I'm like, what is the point? Like they need to have a complete revamp and a rethink as to what that team was. As we always said, they were the bad boys of racing, and they were the creative team, and they did things their own way. And I think what happened is they sort of just went into the fold of trying to do the same as everyone else.
Yeah.
And failed. And it's just like, why are you doing that? And I think even Kick Sauber have taken over that mantra of the bad boys of
they're certainly trying to. I see what they're trying to do from a brand perspective.
From a brand point of view,
they're the bad boys because they're bad.
Yeah.
Just not very good. That's why they're the bad boys.
You know what? They're doing well. And Audi, but then Audi's going to come in with its German technique.
Vorsprung Dutch technique. Wayne's in the chat. Ask him about Audi. We had a lovely conversation about Audi on the.
What about how they're going to be shit?
Apparently, they're going to be amazing.
No, they're not. They're going to be as bad.
Wayne has fully drunk the Kool-Aid.
So they asked. George asked me to do one of those videos for the podcast. As to who I was looking forward to, and basically I got told no, I can't do it, because I said I just want to put in about Antonelli being shit, and I'm looking forward to him being failure. And George went, "That's not how we do it here." I was like, "Oh."
You've been put in podcast jail.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not gonna. So I thought to George, like, I was like, fine, I won't. If I can't say what I want to say, I can't do it.
I'm sorry, will not be censored.
Yeah, yes. I'm not going to be censored, George.
Oh no, what was mine? I think I said about Hulkenberg. Yes, that's it. So
Are we excited about the new drivers, Hulkenberg? Okay.
Yeah, no. I can do this. I can do this actually. Because this isn't on Grid Talk. So I'm just gonna crash out of the chat and I'm gonna play something that I sent to George. Here we go. Right. A few people might have seen this already. I did a take where I was talking about I'm looking forward to seeing how Hulkenberg does. And then the cat came in during my first take, and this is how it actually happened. I'll just hold it up. I'll just hold the phone up to the microphone. Okay.
Wow. Modern technology.
Hi, Tom Horrocks here from Grid Talk, and next season I am most looking forward to seeing Nico Hulkenberg. Fuck off.
I'm mostly looking forward to Nico Hulkenberg. Fuck off.
The cat jumped on the table and knocked over the microphone. Oh dear. So yeah, that was if you go onto the
Grid Talk, Ruby. I didn't realise. Sorry, I generally haven't listened to the last Grid Talk podcast. What Ruby said that I think that Antonelli's going to be shit.
Did Ruby say that?
Well, no. She said, Ruby said, "It's okay, Carl. I managed to include your Antonelli criticisms in the Grid Talk podcast on next year's grid."
Ah, right. Oh, yes. Okay.
I didn't realise she had.
Yeah, that's where I was talking to Irene about it. Right.
I'm well supported on Audi's success in every category of the motorsport. No. Look. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of something here. Just because Lidl is a great supermarket doesn't make it mean that it can make good socks and t-shirts.
You just said that because Aldi and Aldi sound similar.
No, but I'm just trying to think of something. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, just because they've done well in other things doesn't mean they're doing well all the time. You know, every.
No, I agree. I
every
don't think
thing has a failure.
Oh, whoops.
There we go.
That's me just going back onto the live stream.
Yeah. I get that's the thing. I just don't think it's going to be. I don't know.
I agree. But they're going to take a few years. They're not going to be.
While Antonelli's going to be expected to be super good, super fast, super quickly. So no, and no one. Although the expectations on Audi are like, yeah, they should be good. I mean, it's been marred in controversy already. With.
Oh, they're so underbaked. There's so many issues with their recruitment and then they've already sacked the team they hired to start the team up.
Yeah.
They've already sacked them.
Yeah.
Have they still got James Key? Have they sacked him as well? I think they may have.
I wouldn't know.
I think they've still got James Key. So, they took Seidel from McLaren.
They're taking over from Sauber, as Ruby said there. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
It's just like, yeah, great. Like, they're inheriting a dead horse and then trying to create a new saddle for it and hoping it works. It's just like, it's not really going to work.
Mercedes, when they took over Brawn in 2010, that car had zero investment in it. How much investment a stake kick monster Sauber going to put into it? They're not, are they? No. So they're going to take on this lame duck. And
well, also thinking about like the Honda to Brawn era, you know, Honda, that was a well-baked car before Brawn even got its grubby £1 on it, you know. It was a well-baked car, and then that team had all the infrastructure. It wasn't changing hands.
The thing was they had a car that probably would have been fighting for some race wins, but then they strapped a Mercedes in the back of it, which was far stronger than the Honda, and all of a sudden it was an unbeatable combination.
Yeah. Sorry, where do you think Seidel should go? So no,
Seidel,
probably WEC.
Well, do you know what? I think it's really weird. There was an interview with Zach Brown on, I think it was Beyond the Grid podcast.
Red Bull, because they've got no one left in their team, so they might as well.
Yeah. But Zach Brown was like, he didn't mention Seidel at all. He was talking about the rise of McLaren, and then all he said was when was it Boulier made way, he wanted to promote Stella, but Stella said he wasn't ready, so he put some other guy in. And then when that didn't work out, he promoted Stella again. And he's like, he wouldn't even say Seidel's name. So something obviously has gone down with them. Because then he said, oh, things were working, but they weren't working well enough. And I think that, we had that new team.
And all that's going to happen now is he's going to go, told you, look, we're now winning championships, So
yeah, but I think something's gone down with Seidel. I thought it was very amicable, but based on that, he wouldn't even say the guy's name. He didn't say, "Oh, Seidel did a great job and Stella's just improved from that," and he did the groundwork and Stella's taken over. But no, he's just said that Stella was the guy he always wanted.
Yeah,
and the other guy fell short. He didn't even. It just seemed.
I think so. Seidel probably will end up at Red Bull. I have a feeling.
Oh, I don't think so.
I do.
I don't think so.
Where else can he go?
I don't think he'll go. I think he'll go from Formula One.
Just go into another championship.
Yeah, I think he'll go into. He'll probably end up in WEC or something, or because I know loads about WEC. I had a chat with Owen about WEC, so I know loads about it now.
Or IndyCar, or something.
Yeah, he'd probably just go back to German. Is he German? Yeah, I think he is. Yeah. Who knows? Right. Yeah. What else should we talk about? Sprint race. 2 weeks.
Have we got a sprint race?
Yeah, sprint race in Austin. 2 weeks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then it's Mexico, then it's Brazil with another sprint race, then it's Vegas, then it's Qatar with another sprint race.
Oh my God. They're just every time you go on anything at the moment, I keep getting, come to Qatar. They must have no audience because they're trying to get me in fucking Ireland to go to Qatar. Something's fucking wrong. They know, they know where I live. They know what the IP address is. Why the fuck are they advertising Qatar Formula One in fucking Ireland? You're fucking insane. What is wrong with these people? But I say obviously isn't that, but all these, they've really back-ended all these sprint races, which is now going to get tiring.
Half the remaining races have got sprints, which I have a bit of a problem with because I don't feel like the championship should be decided by a sprint race. At the moment now, there's more of a chance of the championship being decided on a Saturday than a Sunday because we've got Vegas and 3 sprints. So we've got 4 out of 7 races.
Yeah, but they call it a Saturday. It's a Sunday morning for the European world.
Yeah, I know, it's fine. But it's... I don't really... I like the sprint format, but I don't want the sprints to be at the back end of the season because I don't want it to interfere with the championship fight in that way. I'm fine with it at the start of the season. I'm fine with it up to Brazil because the odds are you're probably not going to get a championship being decided.
I don't mind
Brazil.
Even a later one, but why not spread them out throughout the season? I just don't get it. There must be a algorithm of some sort of that.
No, it's just whoever's paying the most money.
Is that it? That's what I'm saying.
Much,
but
I reckon, yeah.
If it's Austria,
it seems like Austria are preordained to always have a sprint. I don't know why Austria gets so many sprints. Miami, they would have paid for that. China, they'd have paid for that. Austin, okay, that's.
I mean, we haven't had a race in fucking China for fucking forever, and now we're having a sprint.
Austin will be because of the American market, and then Brazil. Again, Brazil don't pay an awful lot, but good track. They've had some good sprints there, and Qatar, that'll be money as well. So I think you've probably got 3 that are paying for it and 3 that are there because they're decent races. Yeah. But we had one in Silverstone the first year, never since. But that was a decent sprint, So but Max has won all 3 sprints so far.
Sorry, Ruby, what's this? They've also postponed the rookie sprint race at the end of the season. What rookie sprint race is that?
No, there was talk about that. It was
what's this?
Yeah, they were going to do a post-season just a race with the old machinery because it was not really going to get used again, is it? So they were going to put I think it was each team was going to field 1 car. And then it was going to be a 10-car sprint race with rookies, people who hadn't done any Formula One. So you.
The problem is they've used all the rookies up throughout the season.
Yeah, you could.
They're not rookies anymore.
You could do Antonelli, for example. Antonelli would have been in the Mercedes, and then you could end up with Bortoletto and a McLaren, and it gives
the irony being you can't use Carlo Pinto, you couldn't use Sargent. Not Sargent. What's his name? Lawson.
Lawson.
But
you'd have things like you'd have Drugovic in there for Aston Martin. You'd have Antonelli. You'd have Bortoletto. You couldn't have Behrman anymore. So who would they put in? Who would Ferrari put in? Probably Robert Schwartzman, I imagine.
Arthur.
No, he's gone. He's gone.
I know he's gone, but he's still there. No, he's still there.
I think he's gone from the program now.
No, he's not.
I thought he had.
Why do I know that? Oh yeah, no, he was in the garage in Ferrari gear the other week.
Oh, okay.
And then it came up with that he was not a reserve driver or something like academy development driver or something. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was in the Ferrari Academy.
Yeah, he's still involved, as far as I'm aware. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I would have put him in just for shits and giggles.
That's a shame. So Alpine would be doing because obviously he's got the drive. Williams, they've run out of reserves now because they're going to Colapinto, so they'd have had to just hire.
But how is Colapinto not going to drive? I don't get that.
I don't feel like his trajectory wasn't strong enough to get into Formula One. He's lucked into a situation where Sargent was being sacked and they had nobody else available.
Sorry. But how is he still not got drive? That's my question.
Because this opportunity has come too late and all the seats have already gone. I haven't got an issue with that. He hadn't done enough prior to that. I don't feel like he should.
Sorry, but Antonelli's not done enough. Don't give me that bullshit.
Well, he has because he's won everything he's done up until Formula 2 when they've had a car.
Where he's just flopped.
But listen, when they've had a car that has been horrendous to drive, and the guy that won more races than anyone last year in F2 has been beaten by Antonelli in the same car. So that tells me that Antonelli is
a piece of shit,
a solid talent, and we all know how good Behrman is because we've seen him in F1 this year. So,
I give you Behrman, yeah.
So I can see that because would you class Behrman as a rookie? That's who Ferrari put in. I know because they can't, can they?
No, they can't because he's not a rookie.
Yeah. Unless, they base the rookie generally on if you've done 3 races or less. That's how the young driver thing works with the putting drivers in for FP1s. It's three races or less. That's why Fittipaldi couldn't do it because he's done 3 races for Haas, I think. Or was it 2? Might have been 2.
Many,
might still be all right.
How many's Behrman done then? 2?
2
or 3?
2.
He's not done 3.
He's done 2 races because he's the first driver in history to score points in 2 different teams in the first 2 races.
Okay.
Very strange stat.
There we go.
Very abstract stat, but there we go. Cool.
But I would have liked to have seen that race.
Yeah, I think that would have been fun. So Ruby has said that it's been postponed. So I have no context for that. So look it up. That's a shame. I was quite looking forward to seeing it. Maybe there was some arguments about the cost cap and whether crash damage would be included or the cost of running it, would that be included in the cost cap, that kind of thing. So I think they've probably just got to iron out a few bits and pieces. But that kind of thing needs to be outside the cost cap. That needs to be an additional.
Yeah.
Just run. You can just run old parts. You don't have to manufacture anything. You can just run the same parts that were done in Abu Dhabi. Unless you crash out in Abu Dhabi, you're always going to have enough spares.
Get extra money for the team to go there and your driver to go there or whatever.
Well, it will be in Abu Dhabi, after the season. So the teams are already there. They just stay an extra couple of days.
Okay.
So it makes sense. I really hope that they do it, but obviously it's not going to happen this year now, which is a shame. But I'd rather they just kind of make sure it was a well thought out idea.
Yeah,
that's good.
I think I like the idea, but it's not going to happen. So who was your driver of the day and dick of the day?
Oh,
it's
been so long since I saw the
race.
Into the
past. Well, let's be honest. We're just going to say Lando's the driver of the day because it's easy. And that's all we can fucking remember.
I said on Grid Talk, to be honest. Let's have a look. So
I'm going to have to.
Verstappen did well.
No one cares. No, he didn't do well. He just got to where he should have been. And
Sainz, Alonso, Perez, Colapinto, Perez. No. Oh yeah, it was Ricardo, wasn't it? Ricardo was the actual driver.
Oh yeah, but that was just a bollock.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that for me, that still got my goat. The whole fastest lap situation there. That is so. That is
Red
Red
Bull. I forgot about that.
That is Red Bull taking a point off. I don't care what anyone says. That is unsporting, and the whole thing needs to be addressed. I think that.
Yeah,
to
I
be
thought
honest,
you weren't allowed to have
team
orders like that. You're in.
Well, it wasn't a team order. They were just saying, "Oh well, Daniel's going out on a high, get a fast lap in his last race." Yeah, bollocks. That's nothing to do.
That is bullshit because had Horner decided not to go on, oh, your old mate Dan's giving you taking the fastest lap.
He let the cat out of the bag, didn't he?
Sound exactly like it was a team order.
Yeah.
So that is, and those two teams should not, they are sister teams, but they should not be sharing any information.
No, they don't.
Anything. But they obviously are. There is someone in there.
Well,
let's be honest, his name's Helmet and his fucking surname's Marco. Running between the two of them going, you've got to get the fastest lap on this one because Max needs the points.
Yeah, quite possibly. It's Ruby's right. It says it had absolutely zero impact on VCarb and a big impact on Norris Verstappen fight, because it did, because that was the point. That means now Max only has to follow Norris home second.
If Ricciardo was 10th and he went for the fastest lap, then it does make a point, literally a point.
Or if you're in 10th place under pressure from 11th and you give up 10 plate, or because then you'd lose the fastest lap, wouldn't you?
No, but if say for some God knows what reason, Sauber were winning, had the fastest lap in 9th, and you could get it in 10th, that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? You're fighting
bank the guarantee.
William, but why would you? It doesn't make any sense to do that at all.
No, it makes zero sense whatsoever. All it does is take a point away from Lando, one less point scored for McLaren, and it's by a team that's owned by Red Bull. You can't tell me that wasn't in the thinking.
How are they allowed to have two teams? This is what
when it happened back in 2005, Bernie Ecclestone brokered a deal between Minardi and Helmut Marko and Dietrich Mateschitz to buy the Minardi team, because otherwise they would have dropped off the grid, and it would have been down to like 18 cars on the grid. So they needed, it really helped Formula One out at the time. I certainly think they should be persuaded that perhaps now is the time to sell, or sell at their earliest convenience. They should sell their share in the team
to Andretti,
potentially.
Right,
or they can maintain ownership, but they have to sell it off to another entity.
Well, no, they can have ownership, but there has to be a clear line of division between teams. And
they'll say there is.
There isn't. Helmut Marko is bouncing between drivers, swapping them in and out like yo-yos.
Yeah.
Fuck off, are they?
There is on a technical side, but on the driver side, there isn't.
Yeah, which means it doesn't quite work. They have to be clear-cut. Drivers you drive for VCarb or you drive for Red Bull.
What's this really saying about? Yeah, so I remember that one. That was last season, because it was Zhou, because they thought that Alfa Romeo were going to be fighting with Alpine in the championship, so they took the point away from an Alpine just to take the point away. But that isn't on the equation here. If it was Haas or Williams that had that fastest lap point, and then Ricciardo did it, then I could understand that. But it didn't. Yeah, it didn't happen. That's not how it happened. So no, it's wrong for me. But there we go. Right. So what about Dick of the Day? Daniel Ricciardo, Dick of the Day. Sorry. Well, the person who called.
No, sorry, Helmut Marko, Dick of the Day, because he called
the person who called for that to happen.
Yeah.
Whether that be Helmut Marko,
or actually, no, possibly just Sir Wankalot Horner.
No, do you know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that because it's pretty subjective. We don't know for certain. I'm just going to say.
No, Sir Wankalot Horner, just for his comment, was quite, you'll go down friend.
No, I'm just going to say.
Fuck off.
Whoever was in charge of announcing the news about Ricciardo is Dick of the Day for me, because that was handled so badly, and he deserves so much more respect.
Yeah,
so much more respect for that.
I don't think. Yeah, I think the whole Ricciardo fiasco was just Dick of the Day.
So 6 races to go.
Yeah,
are we gonna have a championship fight? Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
I don't think we will. As much as I'd like to.
Okay. Will there be a mathematical chance for Lando Norris to win the championship going into the last race?
No, I think he'll be out of it. I think
I'm going to say yes.
It'll be 26 points that he'll need, or 27 points. 27 points that he'll need Do you know what I mean?
I'm going to say yes.
And then he'll win the last race, and Max will win the championship, coming second on the last race.
I'm going to say there will be a fight going into the last race, but it won't be a fight. It will be like a 24-point gap or something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the way it's heading and the points that he tends to be getting, he's behind by 52 points. If you're saying he's going to take 5-10 points off per race weekend, even if you say 5 points a weekend, then that's going to be enough to get him back into it. So 5 points per weekend, that's 30 points. That's going to put him 22 points behind going into the last race. That's what I reckon it'll be, like 22 points.
Yeah.
An average of 5 points.
And he'll still win the race, but
he might do, he might not, probably won't win the race, to be honest. But yeah, that's what I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
So I think there will be a mathematical chance, but it won't go that way, unfortunately.
But I think there's more chance of
British bias.
Ferrari. I think there's more chance of Ferrari taking over Red Bull.
Yes, and
Lando winning the championship.
Let's all hope for that. Perez, is he going to keep the drive next year?
Yes.
Is he going to keep the drive for the rest of this year?
Yes.
Well, so far in his "you must do better," how many points has he scored? 1.
Yeah.
What was it? He got a 10th place in Singapore. He had a DNF in Baku. And
that was because Sainz and him decided to go
spinners. 8th place in Italy. And that's it since the summer break, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's also financials there. And it's a bit like, he's almost like the Lance Stroll of Red Bull. Do you get what I mean? He just he's a paid driver. He's sat there earning the money.
Yeah, I mean, he's costing Red Bull. He's costing Red Bull second in the constructors now, as well as first. He's already cost them first.
Yeah, but what's going to happen is Red Bull will still win the money, the same amount of money, because Checo's sponsors will pay for it, and then what they'll gain is extra win time, only fractionally, and they'll be in a better.
Still 5% more win time.
Yeah. So if they end up in third, they will still have the same amount of money and and have more win time that they can come back stronger the following year or 2026.
But it's anti-competitive.
So is fucking having Danny Rick.
Yeah. No, what I mean is like throwing a season is anti-competitive.
They're not throwing it.
But accepting that, we're going to be no worse if we come third instead of second. That for me,
they aren't throwing it. They can't do anything about it. What can they do?
Well, they could have sacked Perez 6 races ago, and then actually.
Yeah, but that's hindsight now. So what can they do? They can't. Who are they going to put in?
Now. They can sack
put who in? Put who in?
Whoever.
Sargent. In an undrivable car.
Sargent's available. It's not undrivable. Verstappen's driving it fine.
No, Verstappen's not driving it fine. If he was driving
the guy that came
second,
the guy that beat 19 other cars.
The guy that came second, who normally, the guy who came second.
If Checo was coming second, they wouldn't be in this mess.
He normally comes 20 seconds up. The guy that everyone has admitted that when Checo said this car is undrivable, everyone ignored him because Max was doing so well. I'm not saying Max is not an amazing driver, because he really is. But Checo needs to be listened to. And I think they've realized, and that car is undrivable for many, many people, apart from Max. And Max isn't driving it at his best abilities. He's just complaining as much as fucking George Russell's complaining about fucking Pirelli. He really doesn't like rubber. But yeah, it's just painful. Do you know what I mean? And there's no one else. You can't put Snowder in there. You've just fired Danny Rick.
Why not? Why can't they put Snowder in there? I know they won't,
because they've just fired Danny Rick, so they can't put Snowder in there.
Fine. Isaac Hadjar, he's got a super license. He's a Red Bull young driver.
Oh yeah.
Danny Kvyat, he deserves another shot.
Can you imagine?
Stranger things happen. Dan Ticktum, he used to be on the Red Bull driver program.
Oh yeah, whatever happened to Ticktum? Is he still going?
He's qualifying last in Formula E.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Driving for Neo.
Jesus. Yeah, like there is literally, there's no point. There's no way that there's no point in them getting rid of him now. They might get rid of him at the end of the season, but who do they put him in? Do they put Snowder in? They don't trust Snowder as far as they can throw the little box. So
Don't be heightist, Carl.
Well, he is small.
You've already been warned about that.
Even he admits that he's small.
Nothing to admit.
But he does. He says he's small. I just don't see. Yeah, they're not going to put him in. They're not. I mean, his career, Snowden needs to do something now to change his career, whether that's going to another drive somewhere.
He needs to leave Red Bull.
He needs to leave Red Bull.
If he can get any other seat, he needs to leave Red Bull.
When does his contract finish?
It's kind of year to year, but no one's really been interested in him. I really think he should leave Red Bull.
Yeah.
There must be somebody who...
I mean, I'd even like if I was him, I'd go into Haas or go into somewhere different. You know,
just do what Science did. Get out on your own and just back yourself. And then if you fail, you know you failed because you weren't good enough.
Yeah. And
like
even
this
take a year out.
failure thing that Perez is doing, where he's just going year to year, and we don't want to upset Max, so we'll keep you in there because you're just about good enough. You know, it's just back yourself, go to another organization and prove that you're good enough. And if you're not, then you're not good enough.
And they're never going to put him in that seat, so there is no one else to really go in that Red Bull seat. You know,
I could put Isaac Hadjar in there
into Red Bull.
Yeah. Well, it would probably be Lawson into Red Bull or Tsunoda into Red Bull, and then
Lawson into Red Bull probably makes the most amount of sense, but
Tsunoda into Red Bull makes the most amount of sense because he's by far the best.
Yeah, but sorry.
Go away! I didn't speak to you.
Your calculation.
Go away, Ziggy. Shut up.
There's no. Yeah, it does make more sense, but this is Red Bull sense. And that is very different from normal sense.
I mean, if they'd have made sense, they wouldn't have rehired Perez in the first place.
No. So in Red Bull sense, Lawson makes more sense than putting in Tsunoda. Because Tsunoda.
Red Bull have got some decent drivers coming through. Like they've got Arvid Lindblad looks like he's going to be the real deal, but he's still kind of F3 level at the moment. So a couple of years, he'll more than likely have a super license.
Yeah,
and then he'll probably be in the RB.
Yeah.
So I think probably one more year with Tsunoda. They'll probably put in Hadjar for next season with Lawson in the Red Bull if they sack Perez. If not, Lawson will go into RB, and then Hadjar will be the next in line. Tsunoda will go at the end of the year. Hadjar will go in. Lawson will replace Perez at Red Bull, and then they'll have Arvid Lindblad in the blooded in the RB. That's my prediction.
Predictions.
Yeah.
I don't know if I quite agree with them, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out. Right. Anything else before we go?
What's next week? Where are we going?
We've got another week yet. So we've got it's the next weekend, not this weekend.
This fucking break is completely pointless.
Yeah, stupid. It's absolutely insane. And then we got triple header, then a 2-week break, then another triple header.
So what are we doing? Where are we going? We're going to
Austin, Mexico.
Okay.
And
early start.
Brazil.
No, late start.
Austin, Mexico, Brazil.
Oh, so 3 late starts now.
Then Vegas, Qatar, Abu Dhabi.
Early start. Qatar, normal start. Abu Dhabi, normal start. Okay.
Yeah. It's decent. Looking forward to
it. I hate the late starts. I always end up falling asleep.
Oh, I'm falling asleep now. I've been awake since 3. Well, I've been awake since 2. I've been at work since 3:30. Right.
You're a madman. Right.
I'm going to go
have a rest.
Ciao.
All right. Ciao.
Thanks,
bye.
live chat. Love you all.
Are you choking to death there? Don't die on me, Tom. Don't die.
Oh, that wasn't fun.